As it travels down your back and your chest, pausing there, releasing tension as it travels down your hips, your thighs, and letting everything go as it travels down past your feet into the ground below you. Begin to engage your Ujjayi breath here. That's in through the nose, inviting a slight constriction in the back of the throat and back out through your nose. This oceanic sound calms our nervous system and allows us to sink into our breath. On your next inhale, gently blink your eyes open, arms up overhead. Exhale, ground into your left sitting bone and reach your left arm up and over. Big side stretch to the left, gaze to your left middle finger. Inhale your arms back through center. Exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, twist. Inhale your arms back through center. Exhale, ground down into your right sitting bone. And reach your left arm up and over. Nice side stretch to the left. Gaze over your left middle finger. Inhale, bring it back through center. Exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, twist. Your next inhale, bring everything back through your center, and then if it's available to you, roll over your knees into tabletop position. Otherwise, find tabletop position in whichever way feels comfortable for you, removing the pillow out from the middle of your mat. Shoulders over wrists, knees under hip. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Cow pose. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine, cat pose. And just move through these cats and cows here, warming up the spine. Inhaling, dropping the belly, and then exhaling, rounding spine. I invite you to take any intuitive movement your body's calling for, maybe hip circles in one direction or the other. Maybe you find child's pose if you're feeling a little bit like resting, or maybe you find downward facing dog if you're feeling active this morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're doing this video. Just honor how your body's feeling. On your next inhale, look up, tuck your toes, and exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. So feet are hips width distance apart, hands or shoulders width distance apart. Rotate your inner armpits towards one another and get broad in your upper back. And then lift your tailbone and melt your heart. Press your palms into the mat, especially that space in between the index finger and the thumb to take pressure off the wrist. On your next inhale, look forward and then take billions of tiny baby steps to the top of your mat. Folding forward, feet come hips width distance apart. Invite a deep bend in the knees to take the pressure off of your hamstrings. And then maybe grab a hold of opposite elbows here. Sway a little side to side and forward and back, and breathing into that back body. Allowing the head and the neck to hang heavy. You can also interlace your fingers behind your neck here, inviting a deep release of the neck. Maybe interlacing your fingers behind your back, stretching into the shoulder blades. Find your medicine in your forward fold. On your next inhale, lengthen to a long flat back. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, root to rise, come all the way up to stand, stacking one vertebra on top of another. Bring your hands to your heart. Set an intention for your practice today. or who can you devote your practice to? I like to choose a mantra, a word like joy or love, whatever it is. I try to breathe it into my body as I practice, knowing that if I lose my breath throughout practice, I can focus on. And next, inhale, blink the eyes open. And exhale, take it down to the bottom of your mat. Inhale, lengthen to a long flat back. And exhale, plant your palms and step your right foot back. Setting up for a low lunge here, so left knee comes over left ankle. Drop your back knee down to the ground, or maybe a blanket or a pillow. Energetically bring your inner thighs towards one another. And when you're ready, lift up, Anjaneyasana, modified high lunge. You're going to breathe into that right hip. Bring your lower belly up and in. Relax your shoulders. Lift your heart and lift your gaze. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, plant your palms. Walk your left foot forward a little bit. Flex your foot towards you. Nice little runner's stretch here. Inhale, lengthen to a long flat back, and then exhale, fold, breathing into that left hamstring. Bring your right hip back and your left hip forward a little bit to keep your sacrum nice and flat. Next, inhale, bend into that front knee. Plant your palms, lift your right leg up, and then step it back to plank pose. We're going to move through vinyasa here, so maybe dropping your knees, inhaling, lowering through chaturanga. Moving through upward facing dog, and then moving through downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and then hop, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen to a long flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root your eyes, come all the way up. Exhale, seal it in. I'm going to flow through that on the other side, so inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, lengthen to a long flat back. Exhale, plant your palms with your left foot back. Setting up for that modified high lunge here, so drop your back knee down. Right knee over right ankle. Energetically bring your inner thighs towards one another, and when you're ready, lift up. Anjaneyasana, modified high lunge. Breathe into that left hip. We spent a lot of time sitting in 2019, especially in America, so we want to, really stretch out our hips. Inhale, look up, and then exhale again, walk that front foot out just a little bit so your leg can be nice and straight. Left hip goes backward, right hip goes forward. Inhale, lengthen to a long flat back, flexing that right foot towards you. Fold, breathe into that right hamstring. Now coming out of this pose, you might need to walk your front foot towards you. Carry it towards you a little bit. And then plant your palms, lift your back knee. And then bend into that right knee, listen carefully. And then step forward to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, root your eyes, come all the way up. Exhale, seal it. Turn to the middle of your mat. Bring your feet to a nice wide-legged stance here, slightly pigeon-toed inwards. Inner belly draws up and in. Relax your shoulders. Lift your arms up overhead, star pose. And then exhale, hinging at the hips, keeping a nice long flat back. Fold forward, finding this Prasarita pose here, wide-legged forward fold. Once your fingertips touch the mat, inhale, lengthen to a long flat back, and then exhale, fold. Just like we did in our first forward fold, we have many options here. You can interlace your fingertips behind your head, inviting a release of tension from the cervical spine. You can interlace your fingertips behind you, feeling a nice stretch in the shoulders. Or you can just let everything hang heavy, nice ragdoll pose here. Something I like to do actually is place my palms on the ground so my fingertips are behind my body. I find that that invites a nice release in my upper back. Breathe. Next, inhale, lengthen to long, flat back. And then heel toe your feet into one another, finding a nice malasana squat pose here. Heels are pointed inward, toes are pointed outward. Bend down to your knees just for a moment. And then find your bum back on the ground. Nice comfortable seat. Planting your feet down, lengthening your heart and your chest. Gently roll down one vertebra at a time onto the ground. Bring your knees up into your chest. Roll around the sacrum a little bit in one direction and the other. I'm going to take supine pigeon pose here, so bring your feet as close to your butt as you can get them, about hips width distance apart. Inhale, lift your right leg up, and then exhale, drape your right knee over your right ankle over your right knee. Inhale your right leg up, exhale, bring your right ankle over your right knee. Inhale your arms up overhead, and then exhale, interlace your fingertips behind your left knee, bringing this figure four shape of the legs with flexed feet into your body and breathing into that right outer hip. On your next inhale, plant your left foot down. Bring your feet mats width distance apart, knees in to touch, and windshield wiper the legs one direction and the other. Your next inhale, bring your feet into your body again, and we're going to take that on the other side. So inhale your left leg up, and then exhale, drape your left ankle over your right knee. Bringing your right knee into your chest with this figure four shape of the legs. Feet are flexed. Breathe into that left outer hip. Our bodies are not symmetrical, but yoga aims to create symmetry in the physical and the energy body. So, only take each pose as deeply as your body wants to. Don't push it. Just because you went deeper on your left side of your body in a stretch doesn't mean you have to go the same depth in the other side. Planting your right foot down. Again, bring your feet up, mats width distance apart, knees to touch, windshield wiper the leg. Finding bridge pose, bring your feet as close to your bum again. Now keeping your upper body flush with the mat below you, chin slightly tucks in. Using the muscles of your quadriceps, lift your hips up to bridge pose. Now in a traditional exercise class, you might clench your glute muscles here. Don't do that. Actually try to relax them and bring most of the work into your thighs. In this posture, we're aiming to release our sacrum. And by clenching your glutes, we actually constrict it. Next, inhale, lift your hands up above your head, lift high into your tippy toes, and then one vertebra at a time, lower to the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. And take a supine twist here. I actually don't have room to demonstrate my right side here. I'm too close to my wall. But bring your arms out to a T. And then inhale, drop your knees to the left. Your gaze goes to your right. Nice supine twist. Next, inhale, bring everything back through center, and then take it to the other side here. I'm going to be stopping where my knees meet the wall, but you're going to keep going all the way to the ground. Gaze is over your left middle finger. Next, inhale, bring everything into your chest, taking the biggest inhale you have thus far for your day. And then exhale, let everything go, Shavasana, corpse pose. Again, imagine a warm wave of ultraviolet light traveling down your body. Past your forehead, your eyes, your nose. And everywhere it goes, it releases tension as it travels down past your neck, your shoulders, your chest. Down past your torso, your hips, your thighs, your feet. Let it go. Traditionally, this posture is held for 2 minutes at least. For the sake of brevity and the time constrictions of this video, I'm going to invite us to come out of it. Now, if you want to stay here, you should. But if you are ready to reawaken or you're coming with me, gently deepen your breath and start to invite some life back into your fingers and your toes if they're wiggling around. Maybe rolling around the ankles and the wrists. Inhale your arms up overhead and then exhale, roll onto one side, fetal position, using your bicep as a pillow. In yoga, oftentimes we start in child's pose, although today we started in a seat. We end in shavasana, corpse pose. And come out of our practice using fetal position, symbolizing a cycle of birth and death and rebirth. Knowing that throughout our lives, we can always choose to be born again. Releasing what no longer serves you, releasing the things that you brought into your practice today. Gently push yourself up into a comfortable seat in the middle of your mat, keeping your eyes closed. Bring your hands to heart center. The light in me bows to and is one with the light in you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.